If you ask her this, she won't just answer you. She'll start revealing a part of herself most people never reach. Not because you forced her to open up. Not because you used some clever trick, but because the right question can make a woman feel safe enough to stop giving surface-level answers. And here's what most men don't understand. Women don't open up because you ask a lot of questions. They open up because one question makes them feel understood. There's a big difference. A boring question feels like an interview. A powerful question feels like a doorway. And when you know how to ask the kind of questions that touch emotion, memory, and identity, the conversation stops feeling ordinary. Suddenly, she's not just talking. She's revealing, she's thinking, she's feeling. And if you listen the right way after that, you become someone she remembers. Number 1, ask her, what's something people always misunderstand about you? This question is powerful because it goes deeper without feeling too intense. It doesn't ask about trauma. It doesn't make her feel exposed too fast. It simply invites her to explain the part of herself that people usually get wrong. And almost everyone has an answer to this. Maybe people think she's quiet because she's rude, but really, she's just careful with her energy. Maybe people think she's confident, but inside, she overthinks everything. Maybe people think she doesn't care, but she actually feels things deeply and hides it well. And here's where it gets interesting. This question makes her feel like you're not just looking at the version of her everyone else sees. You're asking about the version underneath. That matters, because most conversations stay on the outside. What do you do? What music do you like? What are your plans? Those questions are fine, but they don't create emotional depth. This question does something different. It says, I know there's probably more to you than what people assume, and that feeling can make her open up quickly. For example, imagine you're talking to a girl who seems very confident. She jokes around, speaks clearly, and acts like nothing bothers her. Instead of saying, you're confident, you ask, what's something people always misunderstand about you? She pauses. Then she says, honestly, people think I'm always okay because I don't show much, but I actually stress a lot. Now the conversation has changed. You're no longer talking about random topics. You're talking about how she experiences herself. And this changes everything, because when a woman tells you how she feels misunderstood, she's giving you a map. She's telling you what she wishes people could see. But here's the key. Don't rush to fix it. Don't say, no, you shouldn't feel that way. Don't turn it into advice. Just listen. You can say, that makes sense. So people see the calm version, but not what it costs you inside. That kind of response makes her feel heard. And when a woman feels heard, she naturally says more. Number 2, ask her, when do you feel most like yourself? This question hits differently because it doesn't feel heavy, but it reveals a lot. It makes her think about where she feels free, where she feels relaxed, where she doesn't have to pretend. And that tells you something important about her personality. Maybe she feels most like herself when she's with her closest friends. Maybe when she's alone at night, listening to music. Maybe when she's traveling. Maybe when she's creating something. Maybe when she's away from people who expect too much from her. And here's the deeper truth people open up when they talk about moments where they feel real. Because most people spend a lot of time performing. They perform confidence. They perform happiness. They perform being okay. They perform being easy to deal with. But when you ask, when do you feel most like yourself? You're inviting her to step out of that performance for a moment. You're asking about her real self, not her image, not her social mask, her. Think about it. If she says, I feel most like myself when I'm driving alone with music on, that tells you something. Maybe she values peace. Maybe she needs space to process life. Maybe music helps her feel things she doesn't say out loud. And now you have a deeper path. You can ask, is it because you finally get time to think? Or because you don't have to explain yourself to anyone? That follow-up is where the connection deepens. Because now you're not just asking questions. You're noticing the emotion behind her answer. Most men miss this. They ask a good question, then immediately jump to the next one. Don't do that. A powerful question is not the whole conversation. It's the opening. The real connection happens when you stay with her answer. If she says, I feel most like myself when I'm around people who don't judge me, don't move on. Ask, do you feel like you have many people like that? Now she may open up about friendships, trust, family, past experiences, or the kind of people she feels safe with. And this is important. The goal is not to force her into vulnerability. The goal is to give her room to choose how much she wants to share. That's why this question works. It feels safe, it feels natural, but it can go deep if she wants it to. Number 3, ask her, what's something you wish someone would notice without you having to say it? This is the strongest question of the 3, because it reaches the part of her that wants to be understood without explaining everything. And almost everyone has something like this. Maybe she wishes people noticed when she's tired. Maybe she wishes someone noticed how much effort she puts in. Maybe she wishes someone noticed when she's pretending to be fine. Maybe she wishes someone noticed that she needs reassurance sometimes, even if she acts independent. This question is powerful because it touches a hidden desire, the desire to be seen, not just watched, seen. And here's where it gets interesting. A lot of women are used to attention, but attention is not the same as understanding. Attention says, I'm looking at you. Understanding says, I see what others miss. And that difference is massive. Imagine you ask this question, and she says, I wish people would notice when I'm overwhelmed instead of waiting until I break down. That answer tells you something important. It tells you she may carry a lot silently. It tells you she may not always ask for help. It tells you she wants emotional awareness from people close to her. And if you respond with care, not judgment, she will feel it. You could say, so you don't always want to explain that you're not okay. You just wish someone could read the signs a little. That kind of response can create a real moment, because you're not just hearing her words, you're reflecting the feeling behind them. And this changes everything, because opening up is not just about the question. It's about what you do with the answer. If she shares something personal and you make it weird, she closes. If she shares something soft and you joke too fast, she pulls back. If she shares something honest and you start giving a lecture, the moment dies. But if you stay calm, if you listen, if you make her feel safe for saying it, she opens more. Now here's the part most men need to understand. These questions are not magic lines. They are not tricks. They are not something you throw at a woman just to make her vulnerable. If your energy is fake, she will feel it. If you ask deep questions but don't actually care about the answers, the conversation will feel empty. The power is not only in the words, the power is in your presence. Can you ask without pushing? Can you listen without interrupting? Can you let silence exist without becoming nervous? Can you handle her honesty without trying to control it? That is what makes a woman open up, because most people ask questions to get something. Attention, validation, romance, control. But when you ask, because you genuinely want to understand her, your energy feels different, and she can sense that. So use these 3 questions carefully. What's something people always misunderstand about you? When do you feel most like yourself? What's something you wish someone would notice without you having to say it? Each one opens a different door. The first reveals how she feels misunderstood. The second reveals where she feels real. The third reveals what she secretly wishes someone could see. And if she answers even one of them honestly, don't rush, don't perform, don't try to impress. Just be present. Because sometimes the reason a woman doesn't open up is not because she has nothing to say. It's because nobody has made her feel safe enough to say it. And if you can become the person who asks better, listens deeper, and responds calmly, you won't just have better conversations. You'll create the kind of emotional connection most people never reach, and that is what makes you unforgettable.